Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're a first timer, a especially warm welcome to you today. Thank you for joining me. So today I'm first off going to show you what I've been doing for my 100-day challenge. I'm trying to do 100 days of creating collage fodder. So I'm going to give you a quick little look at what I've done so far. I think we're up to coming up to 20 days. I can't remember exactly what day we're up to. So I'll give you a little peek at that. And then I'm going to do some of Roxy's weekly challenge. Week 9 and making little window envelope flips for journal pages. And I thought I will concentrate on using some collage fodder as part of that, as well as I've got a stack of just digital scraps left over from things as well. So that's the plan for today. So let's have a quick look. For the collage fodder, I am doing some of it in this exercise book, which is just plain white paper, quite thin paper. And then I'm also doing other bits and pieces on other types of paper and storing it in this plastic thing here, but it's already getting quite full, so I might have to rethink that and find a box or something. So let's have a look at the book first. And it's in no particular order, like I've been backwards and forwards, so it's certainly not in order that they were created. So here, hopefully you can see okay, I just did some watercolour background and then some neurographic art with a marker. And then there's some little swirls and mark making as well in the background. And that day I did 2 of them because I really enjoyed it. So I did the brownie one and I did this pink and purple one. So that was one of the days. This was another day where I just scraped on paint onto the page with a palette knife. So I did one in blues and purple and yellow. And then I think it's actually an orange, that one. And then I did this one in pinks and blues. And this paint was almost dead, so it looks quite chalky because I was really scraping it on. And then I had to brush off all the crumbs that were just too far gone to stick to anything. But a lot of fun, and I really like that. This one was ink in the background, so distress ink. Then I splotched it with some water splotches, and you probably can't see, but there's some like watermarks where I just flicked water at it. Then I went over top with some markers. Then I did Posca lines, and then I finished it off with white Posca splatter. So like just playing with layering, like I had no vision, I just wanted to layer up some stuff. So that was that one. This one, really simple. I just held 3 markers together in my hand and scribbled them. Just covered the page. That was with my right hand, my dominant hand. And then this page was with my left hand. And just did the same thing, scribbled around. I just completely random, quick, easy, simple to do. Didn't take me long at all. So some of these projects, some of the days are taking me quite a long time, and some are like literally 5-10 minutes and I'm done. So it just depends on what time I've got in the day. This next one was quite cool. I like the effect. I might be doing this one again. It's highlighters, so you don't need expensive tools. So I just used cheap highlighters, covered the page in highlighter, and then I used a white Posca to make patterns. Yeah, super satisfying. This one took longer. Again, watercolour background with watercolour pencils, and then I did this tangle pattern all over. It's an A4 size page, so it took me quite a while, but love it. And then this one was stamping numbers, and that's all I've got in the book at the moment. So I'll pop that aside. I won't be pulling from this book. I think I prefer to just fill it up and leave it intact until it's full. I may change my mind, but we'll go with that. That's my plan at the moment. So in here, I don't want to take too long to doing this. This was day 1. I was away from home, and I just took a old crossword book and coloured it in. Simple, and took quite a long time, I must admit, but it was fun. I really enjoyed that. So I'll probably do that again. Here we've got book pages that I covered with sewing pattern tissue, and then I just accented it with some distress ink rubbed over the top to catch the creases and folds. This one, well, that one I didn't actually like, so yes, you're seeing that one, but I didn't actually like it. But I'm sure once it's torn up, it'll be fine. So I started off with that and thought, nah, don't like that. So I ended up doing this, which is plaid patterns on dictionary page. So just, again, using a highlighter, drawing one way, then drawing the other in a different colour. And I did 4 different layers on some of these, and just a couple of layers on others. So just in different colourways according to what highlighters I had. Then here we have a variety of paper types. So this is pattern tissue, this is just regular white tissue, and then we've got note papers like so, and some book pages. And they are all distress inks that I smushed onto my stamping block, spritzed with water, and then dabbed the paper on and moved it around and just layered up colours. And super fun, super easy, and very effective. Then I did some stamping onto the backings of paper napkins, or serviettes as we call them here. So there was a black, more botanical line. This was all shades of brown, and this looks red, but it's aged mahogany, so it's that reddy brown, which is beautiful. And then this one in black that has more like keys and cogs and a few botanicals and compass and some rulers, you know, sort of more, I don't know, it's not completely botanical, it's got other stuff in there as well. Then back to dictionary page, little dictionaries, and I did some dendritic printing. And I haven't done this for years, and I always love the effect, but I had used up all the stash that I had made years ago, so it was time to do some more of that. And in the background I did poster paint, just a wash of poster paint, so cheap paints, kids paints, and then I did the dendritic printing on top of that. Then this is encyclopedia pages, and I did mark making with watercolours, and then with each watercolour page there was the brush clean off page, so like twice the amount of fodder for no more effort. Gotta love that, economy of time. Then jelly printing. I did some jelly printing. No complete collage fodder without doing jelly printing. So I love this one. I had so much fun. I always do when I do jelly printing. And then this one underneath is my roll-off sheet from that session. So it's quite large. I don't know how much of it you can see, but I thought we'll use some of that today as well. Then I did stamping on a brown paper bag with distress ink, and then spritzed it with water so that it all bled and went blurry and fun, and I love how that turned out. So I used vintage photo here and aged mahogany here. Love that. And then I did some more stamping the next day, and I did black text in the background, and then grabbed out several different star stamps and all my yellow inks and an orange, and then just stamped all over it with stars, which I think looks cool. Here we have watercolour on book page, and so here I started with wet on wet watercolour, then I dried that off, did some watercolour swirls or spirals, then I dried that off, then I did stars with pastel, oil pastel, and you can't see it very much on the blue one because I used a bluey, light bluey grey, but it is there. So that was those. And then I did 2 days of doing this wonderful, oops, my light is flickering. I hope that's not causing you too many issues. I'm not sure why it's flickering. That's very distracting as well to me. Stop it, light. Don't do that. I hope it doesn't continue. These are the white backs from paper napkins that you peel off, and I did it into ink. Variety of ink. Excuse me. And I've got a video on doing this, so if you want to see how I did that, it's in this week's Trash Craft Tuesday, I believe. So I did 2 days of that, and it's like, so I've got quite a bit of that, and I love it. So let's just pop this all with my digital scraps at the top of my desk to grab from. And I'm going to end up in a huge mess. I know already can see this. And let's get started on this Roxy's Weekly Challenge. So I've got 4 envelopes here. I'll be pretty ambitious if I got even 1 complete. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see where we get to. So I'll just start with this first envelope. Why not? So I don't think I'll prepare 4 bases. Because I really don't think I'll get that many done. I'm just going to do 1, and that will probably take the video. But we're going to do some collaging and just have a play and have some fun. And I'm probably going to end up doing it slightly different to what Rachel did, which is good. I think it's good to, you know, take something and just make it your own. And it's a few days since I watched her video, so, you know, I've watched lots of other videos since then. Not sure that I completely remember how she did it anyway. So I've got my envelope here. I know that she did cut hers down, but I'm going to use the crease as my hinge. And so I'm going to cut enough, whoops, cat fur, get that out because that's distracting. I'm going to cut enough off so that my hinge can be a tuck spot or pocket on the other side. Oops, didn't quite cut that through properly. That's because there's more layers at the ends. That's why. There we go. And this bit I'll keep for collage or turn it into a side tuck or something else. We will not waste anything. Okay, I'm just going to leave those extra bits on, I think. Because once they're collaged, it'll be fine and it will strengthen it. So this will go on a page. Oops, already creating an avalanche. Okay, so immediately I see I'm going to have to cut it down because it's going to be too tall for a page. And it's going to flip over like so, or you could have it on the opposite side. So turn it round, it could hinge this way, whichever side. So bear in mind which way you want it when you're collaging if you've got directional elements. So it will flip over, and then this side will be a little tuck or pocket. Okay, so that's what we're making. I guess I shouldn't put that away yet until I work out how tall I want it. So don't think I want it full page height. I think that would be too tall. So I'm just going to go about there and trim it down. So that's an idea, the little bit that I cut off. What can I do with that? Can that make another little flippy pocket or something? Might have to experiment with that at some point. This little bit. Right, I'm sure we can do something with that. Little shallow pocket maybe. Not sure. But ideas. Right. This is a bit raggedy here. And not in a good way, like it's not too bad, but it's just where it was opened, left a little bit of a funny edge, so I'm just going to trim that off as well. So I'm starting with a nice clean base. There we go. Right, so which way would I like it to go? I'm thinking I quite often do things this way, but I'm thinking to challenge myself, I want to do it this way for a change. So let's go with that. It may end up that it doesn't matter. Once I've done it, it can go any direction, but let's start with it this way. And I'm feeling jelly print, or more specifically, jelly print roll-off sheet. So let's grab a section of this. So it's quite large. I'm just going to the sound of tearing paper in the morning, isn't it good? Right, I'm just going to randomly tear a piece because it's quite large and it's a bit cumbersome to work with. So I'm chucking everything to the side and it's going to end up a complete mess and burying things that I actually need to get to. I know it now, it's going to happen, but that's all right. Okay, so maybe we want to start by, I'm going to turn this around so I can tear it the right way, doing a strip top to bottom. So maybe if I tear it crossways first, might be easier. About there, I think. And actually, if I fold it over, if I make it a bit wider and fold it under the what's going to be the pocket, then it's going to help reinforce the edge of this pocket as well. So I think that sounds like a good idea. Let's go ahead and slap some glue on it. Got my glue stick ready. Let's go. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. It's really lovely and warm at the other end of the house. And it's freezing, like freezing in the room I'm in. Totally cold. So I went and I put extra layers on. And then I lit the fire. So I won't have it going long. It's just like to take the chill off because I was so cold. And I thought I can't do a video when I'm this cold. It's just really hard to concentrate. Okay, so I need to do a bit of trimming. I made it a wee bit long. So yeah, so I lit the fire and let it burn for just a little bit, so it was burning well, and then shut it down. So hopefully it will keep me warm till it warms up with the sun, because I hate being cold. Really hate being cold. Yeah, so it is going to be a lovely day, I think. Just once that sun comes around far enough to actually warm up this room. Right, and then I'll just let it dry before I fold it back along that crease. So that will be our bit on our pocket on the other side. Here's a bit of a printable. This is one I've been working on, part of a design team that I'm on. And the project goes on my blog, goes up on April 1st. So a lot of fun, and I made a large library style pocket with a matching journal card from this kit. So that was fun. So you're getting a little sneak peek at one of the digitals I was working with for that. I'll try and remember to link my blog, because I've done a couple of projects and so far for this design team, and I keep forgetting to link the blog everywhere. So I must do that. I want to make sure I get the swan. So I get the swan on the envelope showing. So I might be able to use that strip somewhere, so we'll just pop that aside. So this particular one is called Swan Lake. Oops, sorry guys, just rocked the camera a little bit there. I hope that the light seems to have settled down and not flickering. So please do excuse any lighting issues, because I'm a bit worried why it was doing that. It's not that old. I haven't even had it a year yet. So it shouldn't be playing up. Has been dropped a couple of times, mind you, but still. It's been quite a while since it was dropped, so it should be as good as gold. My husband was so upset the day he dropped it when he was bringing it inside. He was quite stressed that there was permanent damage done, or it wouldn't work, or no, he was quite upset, but it was all good. Right, so yes, I am doing it the right way. I had a sudden thought that I was doing it the opposite way to what I'd wanted to. Right. Yeah, I think that can work here. This is a part of a digital I'm working on, that I'm creating. One day I might even finish the kit. It's been ever so long since I've been able to get in and do any work on it. For those that don't create digitals, let me just tell you, it's a bucket load of work. It truly is. It's a lot of work, and yeah, and I don't get a lot of computer time, and lately my computer time has been spent in getting my website done, which still isn't done, but it's, you know, that's a process in itself. We're getting there, but it's not something you can like snap your fingers and overnight it's done. It just does not work that way. Right, so let's give it maybe a rule along the bottom first. I want to give this edge a bit more interest. Oops, right way round. And yep, yeah, so a lot of work in digitals, and I really want to get this kit done because I've got a journal I want to make with it for a specific purpose, which I will be doing on Patreon. When I've got the digital ready, I'll be making the journal over there. Yeah, and I really want to get it done. I'm really keen to get it done, but I've got to do the digital first. I need more time in my days. I really do. I need, like, I don't know, 48 hours per day would be good. I think maybe I might start getting ahead if I had that. Okay, let's look at what other collage fodder that I've made might fit here. So we've got some pastel colours going on. Perhaps a bit of my watercolour mark making might be nice. Oops, grab it out. I'm thinking these colours would work quite nicely with what I've got here. So first off, I'm going to tear down to where the text is, or slightly past that to where the colour is. And I just want to strip try and get it straight. About there, I think. I'll just take this plain bit off the edge there. Let's go I'll put it more this way. Yeah, because this kind of, sorry, I'm off camera there. This sort of comes out more this way, so I'm thinking if I take this more this way, it's sort of feeling more balanced to me. Bearing in mind, I've still got to fold that bit back over, so it's kind of will change how it looks as well. There we go. So this should be dry enough now. Let's see if I can find where the fold line is. Ah, the fold line's there actually. It's way over there. Here we go. So let's take a little notch out of our pocket so that we know that it's a pocket, and I'm going to go sort of more up the top, I think. Turn it over so I can see how big of a chunk I'm going to take. Which way up is it going? It's going up that way, so yes, up the top. Not that matters, if it turned out down the bottom it'd be no biggie. I just wanted to do something different than going in the middle, because you don't have to go in the middle. So we've got our little thumb notch there. I'm just going to go ahead and ink it. So I feel like this side's complete. I don't know if you can see, I've got a wee bruise on my wrist. I don't know where it came from. Don't know how I got it, but it's been there a while because it's gone all yellow, as they do when they're getting, you know, a few days old. Right, so that's going to be our little flip around the page. Let's grab my page back, which, true to form, I buried. So we'll go that side, and we can decorate that up. And then over this side we've got our flip. So we do need to collage this as well to make it writing space, or you could decorate it if you don't want writing space. I am wondering about putting a wee pocket down here. What have I got that might make a nice little pocket? Not convinced on that. Oops, tore that little bit off. Let's have a look at this. This brings a bit of contrast. And this is a digital freebie that's over on my Facebook page, Facebook group, Visual Vibes. This little scrap is what that's from. And I made it from a jelly print. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So I've strengthened again the edge of that little pocket so it doesn't tear. And we can put a little tag or a mini journal card or something in there. Just a bit of extra fun. And let's glue it on with... I probably should have done this after I'd finished collaging the inside, but never mind. I was inspired, so I've gone with it. And just a tiny little corner pocket. Come on, glue. There we go. I think it's cold as well. It's on a go slow. It's like, you need to warm me up. Oops. Maybe over a little bit. Up, up, up. Over and down a bit, I think. Right on the edge. Or as close to. There we go. We have a nice little spot to tuck something there, and something that's not going to obscure the window either. So that's super cute. So when you put these on the page, it's an opportunity to have something cool in behind that will show through. So maybe it's a nice digital page that you've got. Maybe I'll show this, for example. It's another scrap of one of my digitals that's available on Etsy. You know, you get something, a little peek of your pretty page in behind, and then when you open it up, you still get the whole thing to enjoy, so it's not permanently covering it. Right, that goes up there, that goes over there. Right, so I didn't grab out my plain papers, but they're right beside me, so no biggie. What do I want to... I really should focus on using up some of my scraps, because I've tended to be covering things with a whole piece lately, because it's just quicker and, you know, sometimes easier. But I'm ending up with lots of scraps, and I really need to do something about that, get them used up. So grabbing out just a bunch of random bits that might work. Oh, that's a plain bit of white. That's in the wrong bag. And we could even actually use this, because this is actually a writing page. It's got lines on it. I designed it with lines. So let's work with this. This is a digital, part of a digital from Weathered Textures. It's a lacy one, and it's part of what I was using in my Cowgirls and Lace journal. Gosh, I'm getting hungry. I don't know why. It's only 11 o'clock. It's really weird that I'm getting hungry. Right, I'm going to try and be tricky here and see if I can trim around the shape of the pocket. Whoops, a little bit too far there, but nothing a bit of glue won't help hold down. I think that's good enough. Right, I think I'm going to go through a ton of glue pages doing this. But that's what they're there for. There to be used. So, oops, bit of cat fur is going to be immortalised under this paper. I'm not going to bother picking it up because, like, you won't see it, and it's so thin. Like, cat hair is thin. You won't feel it either, so it's going to be smushed between the layers of paper. A hidden treasure from one of our cats. Right, that's cool, like that. Not so fussed on just the plain white. Oh, it's almost wide enough, but not quite. That's a shame. Bit of stamp album paper. It's got a lovely creamy look to it. Let's take off that cut edge. Let's trim down the plain edge so it's not so wide. It's a lovely creamy colour, so I'm not worried that it's plain, but if we're going to lose part of it, then we'll take the plain side rather than the gridded side. Please do excuse me. I don't know why my voice is going a bit croaky every now and then. Maybe I just need more of my coffee. Which is rapidly getting cold, as per normal. Nothing new about that, is there? If you've been watching my videos, you'll know I'm often getting that cold coffee, because I just get busy and I'm crafting, I'm talking and having fun playing. I forget to drink while I'm doing that. Here we go. Right. A little scrap of brown paper that will work up there. So let's give it a bit of a more of a ripped edge look. And I'm just taking it to the crease. I'm not taking it over the crease. So maybe if I tear this way it might be easier. When you're tearing off small strips, really important to hold your ruler down tightly. It's the best tip I can give you. It's still not flawless. It can still go awry, but if you're not holding your ruler tight, then you're setting yourself up for difficulties. Right, I should have torn that a bit, but never mind, it's down now. Right, so we've just got this strip up here. Oops, I do have this little strip I tore off, but no, it's not quite long enough. No, it's not going to work. Have I got anything else? Would this be long enough? That would be long enough. Around that way. Don't really want the text on it. Is that no? A little bit over. No. Where's the crease? There it is. That side. Right, I think it's time to get rid of that gluey page. Oops, and I just took a big chunk out of my glue stick. Ah. Oh dear. Never mind. Cool. So there we've got our little window envelope flip. How are we doing on time? Not too bad, but shall we decorate it up? So we've got our little pocket here. Do ink while I have a little think about what I might want to decorate it with, because we've got a bird on it already. I should have inked the pocket. I was in too much of a hurry to get that pocket on, wasn't I? I should have inked it before I put it on. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's see if we can get in there. Just give it a little edge. Not too bad. And this side as well. I don't need to do the inside of this because that's going to be glued down at the top and bottom and be our pocket. There we go. Right, so I've got to imagine something in there. Maybe something down here or up here. What would I like? Maybe a flower. Do we have something that would fit? That won't fit. It's not too bad, but it does go up over the window. These flowers are from Artzology, and some of them, like this one, printed incorrectly because my cyan clogged on my printer, so they're not true life colour. than what the digital is, so just be aware that the colours you see here aren't, this one's fine, but lots of these are not, you know, not a good representation of the kit. That's that same one as I showed you, but printed out properly. So if I put that there, then it's going to show on that. So no, that's going to cover the swan. Well, that could be nice, just a little. This is again is one that didn't print colours properly, and that just leaves a tiny little bit of the bow sticking up on the window, which I'm fine with that. So yeah, and I think that colours, because there's a bit of bluey purpley colours in places, so let's go with that there. Do I need to distress it? I don't think I do. Let's get that clump of glue, spread it out, and try not to do any more on the cutouts in this piece, which is not easy. And I'm just tucking it down just slightly inside that pocket at the bottom. So just a little corner of the flowers tucked in the pocket. Here we go, that's cute. And label maybe up here. Whose labels? Maybe one of these ones from 9 of Crones, because I got some cool colours on these ones. Oh, I like that. Birds of Pennsylvania, profusely illustrated. I think that's fun, and it's already got a dark border around it, but I can see a little bit of white from where I cut it out from the printable, so I'll just give it a bit of ink anyway. Do you want it down? Yep, pop it down there, I think. Take that out before I put it away with that still on and wonder where it's gone. Yeah, I think that's all that needs. Awesome. Excellent. Love these, Rachel. Fabulous idea. Really fun to make too, and using up trash. Like this could be a Trash Craft Tuesday video, couldn't it? So it's using scraps. Okay, let's grab another one. How are we going? Yep, we've still got some time. So this one's got its flap intact, so we can make that our flap to wrap around the page. So I'm going to open it out. Oops. Like so. So this time, well, it's got grubby, but it won't matter once it's collaged up. This time I'm going to completely cut it off at that fold line. So we've got a nice big piece to do something else with. And again, we want to trim it down so it suits the page. Let's go out there, and I'm just randomly marking. That's going to mean our shape here is not symmetrical, but it doesn't need to be symmetrical, so we're just going to go with that. So yeah, I'm still wondering about what I can do, some sort of flappy thing with these bits. Yes, must remember to have a play. Right, so this time let's make one that flips this way, and we can get away with this shape if we actually put it on the bottom of the page. So instead of like centering it, put it on the bottom of the page, and then that could be a cute little tuck. And it doesn't have to be a tuck or a pocket, like we could just glue it down and it's just a page decoration as well. But that would make quite a cute little tuck in there. I think that would be cool. So I'll plan to use it as a little tuck. Okay, so what do we want to cover this one with? I'm thinking collage fodder, and I'm dying, literally dying, gasping my last breath to use some of this beautiful paper. Like, I just adored this. Like, the process was actually fun. Doing all the stamping was fun, but the outcome is just so satisfying. Like, it's awesome. Right, so again, I think I just want to take a strip off to work with. Because again, it was quite a reasonable sized paper bag I was using, and it's quite a thin paper bag. It's not like a grocery bag. It was actually a pharmacy bag. So it looks like we're going to have just the aged mahogany. I could bring it down and use a bit of both, or shall we use a bit of both? Why not? We'll just have scraps at both ends, just no biggie. Having scraps is wonderful. Using those scraps is wonderful. Remembering to use the scraps and not grab for new things, that is the hard part, my friends. Oh, did I make that too short? No, it's all good. It just looked like it was too short. Right. So I'm going to just glue it all down, and then I will trim around the shape of the flap. I think that's what I'll do. Will I fold? No, I won't fold it over because of its shape, because that would be more complicated than what I want to try doing. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but because it's really thin paper, the back of this looks really cool as well. So you could even use it back to front for a different look, a more subtle effect. So I don't know whether I'll get this whole one covered. I suspect not, but we'll get as much done as we can in the time left. Oops, and I didn't quite get it in the right place. Oh well, we'll just find something else to put a little strip at the top, or we'll trim it down. That's the other option, is if you've got a strip along an edge that's not covered and it won't interfere with like the window or anything, then you can actually just trim it down, trim off the bit that's not covered. It's not going to be the end of the world. Right, now I am going to throw this bit away because it's all sticky and the shape's not particularly usable. So, in the rubbish bin. Right, and where I should have lined it up with, I've got overhang, which is why it didn't go right to the top at the other end. I think it's the beauty of collage, isn't it? You can always just add another bit because it is collage. And I don't know if you can see that just little white bit at the top. Okay, that's cool. What am I going to put with it? Pop that aside. And maybe maybe I want to use some more of this because we've got kind of those colours going on. So let's there and there. Okay, so we want a little strip down to somewhere about there, somewhere. I'm going to try and see if I can again line it up. Where's the edge of the window? Oh, would it work better if I do it around the other way? No, let's see. Maybe. So, where does it go to? I think there, I'm guessing. And then let's try and tear it straight. If we can. How'd we do? Oops, we didn't go far enough. That's alright, I'll just cover that with a different bit. Not a problem. Just want to take this bottom piece off. Oh, I ripped off 2 pages. Oh, I went to glue with the lid. That's not going to help, is it? Sticky, which is good. You want your glue to be sticky. Not sticky glue is pointless, isn't it? It is pointless. Oh, I want that over a little bit. I haven't put it on straight. Goodness. Let's try that again. Maybe I'll go from the top this time. Hope my head's not in the frame. That's better. And I don't care that it's sideways. I'm not worried at all. Right. Liking this bit with that sort of reddy colour in it. And this is another Weathered Textures Digital. I've got quite a lot of hers. I find them very, very useful for collage and backgrounds and for backing journal pages for the sort of writing space. Some of them are not suitable, like this one I wouldn't because it's quite detailed, but it makes it great for collage. She's over on Etsy. Yeah, that can go there. The fire is dying down. It's doing the slow tick of death as it cools down. It's like, not sure that it's warm enough in here yet for it to die down. I don't think I'm warm enough yet for it to die down. Right, like that. No, I think I want something different. I want a bit of this. This is handmade paper that I made. Not quite right. Where'd my bit of jelly print go? Is there? No. no, it won't work. It's not really got the colours that I'm after. So let's have a little rifle through my stack in front of me. Sorry you can't see it. Well, what about this? Bit of the serviette backing. Yes, let's do a bit of that. You know, it's not highly coloured, so you still get the white in behind, which is just fine, because it's got enough going on there that just makes it interesting. Actually, I don't need to hear that. Just wanna... Oops, stuck to my fingers. Yep, I think that's gonna be nice. Right, so in this case I'm going to put the glue on my envelope here. And then go in any patches that I've missed. And I want to give it some texture, so I'm going to allow it to crinkle up a bit. It didn't get out far enough with the glue. And it just gives it more interest, and a bit of texture is fun. There we go. And trim off that overhang. So it's one thing making collage fodder, but it's good to actually use it as well. Now, I don't want to use a lot of it, like I want to get to the end of the 100 days and just have a nice big stack that I can pull from. But if I use it all up as I go along, I don't know. I mean, that would be fine. That wouldn't be a problem, really. It's just, I just want to be satisfied in seeing this humongous pile of fodder that I've got to play with, because I think that will be just really enjoyable. Okay, this should be foldable now. So folds a lot better once it's dry, otherwise it can do funny things and pull and pucker and yeah, do weird things. So I've still got this little white bit here at the top. So I think, actually I'm going to use craft knife and cut it off rather than try and cover it with a strip. And I can tell that it wasn't straight anyway. So I just want to take a wee sliver off the top. Oh, creaky chair. Yeah, no white bit at the top. That makes me happy. Okay, so I still need to collage the inside. We don't have time for that. In fact, we don't have time to decorate this up. I can't believe where that hour's gone. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Like, that hour's just gone zippity-doo-dah. So that's the video for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you enjoyed what I made. I hope you're inspired to do some too. And just grabbing out my other one that I did. So we've got this one is all complete, ready to go. Oops, ready to go into a journal. And then this one that still needs a little work, but there'll be pictures of it finished on Instagram along with this one. So have a great day, my wonderful people, and I'll see you for the next video. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care, everybody. Bye.